Okay, the first chord that we're going to begin with here is going to be a D chord. To play that D chord, I'd like you to take your third finger and place it on the third fret of the B string. Take your second finger and place it on the second fret of the G string. Now go ahead and try to play those notes. Remember, if you find yourself having difficulty getting the notes to ring out, maybe try bringing your thumb around the back of the neck of the guitar, allowing your wrist to come out, and allow your elbow to come closer into your rib cage. Now, using this idea of anchoring, I want to move on to a C chord. But as we move on to the C chord, I don't want you to lift up your third finger. Leave that exactly where it is. Now, you're going to take your first finger and place it on the second fret of the D string, and then take your second finger and place it on the third fret of the A string. Remember, this whole time we never moved our third finger. So go ahead and play that. That's a C chord. Let's practice going back between the D and the C. Our D, we just put our first finger down, while the third finger remains where it's at. Our C, we don't lift up the third finger, but we put down our first finger on the second fret of the D string and our third finger on the third fret of the A string. Now let's learn a G chord. We're in the C shape. We don't want to move our third finger. We're going to keep that third finger down. Now, we kind of have a triangle shape with our first and our second finger. We're going to lift that up and we're just going to move it down one string. Remember, when I say down, I'm referring to going down in pitch, so our lower strings. So our fingers went from your first finger being on the second fret of the D and your second finger being on the third fret of the A, and now we're putting our first finger on the second fret of the A and our second finger on the third fret of the E. Remember, this whole time we didn't move our third finger. That remained anchored in place on the third fret of the B string. So let's play this G chord. Let's try going between the C and the D. Let's try going between the C and the G. Now, without lifting up our third finger, let's go back to that D chord that we learned. Let's try going between these. D, C, G. Okay, so what did we just learn? What we learned is the first idea of anchoring, giving ourselves a reference point to figure out where we are. That's going to make it easier as you start to learn the guitar and as a student to play a song and maybe read lyrics or sing along or not have to constantly look at the neck of your guitar, but to be able to start feeling your way around the guitar. That's something that's really important that we're going to get into as we talk about advancing and doing more difficult things in the guitar, is finding reference points to where we are. So the next chord I'd like to teach is an E chord, or an E minor chord. We're going to take our first finger, we'll put on the second fret of the A string, and our second finger we'll put on the second fret also of the D string. And go ahead and let that play. Now this shape, we're just going to move it up a string. So now your first finger will go to the second fret of the D string, and your second finger will go to the second fret of the G string. And let's give that a try. Let's go between the E and the A. Alright, see how easy that is? We've already got you playing some chords. We can simplify these shapes even further. Let's say that was a little bit difficult for you. Let's try a C in a different way. Let's take that third finger. I want you to take your third finger and put it down on the third fret of the B string. Take your first finger and put it down on the second fret of the D string. And let's give that a shot. Now let's try a G, even simpler. We'll keep that third finger where it's at. We're going to take our second finger and we're going to put it on the third fret of the E string. Give that a shot. So let's try a real simple version. D, C, G. Again, is this entirely correct? No, there's other tones that are added to the chords. But again, if we're just trying to get started and play along with a song, we can use these very simplified chord shapes to start playing the instrument, which is the most important thing, because the more time you spend with the instrument in your hands and making music, the faster you're going to get good at it.